your mean, mean pride.
Alright guys, I'm back again, and I was browsing through YouTube of, seeing some people's NES Collection videos, and of all things I came across this video here. Of course, it's, just any other NES Collection video, but this is actually made by me, like 3 years ago, 2009. This is actually on my old channel. It was called Custom Coasters 91. This was way back a long time ago. Back when I used to make my videos with this webcam up here. Wait for the... There we go. I have a webcam right here. This is what I used to make my videos with. And this is what I made this video with right here. Now, as you guys know, my NES collection is ginormous. I'm getting really close to getting 300 games. This right here, I only have like 20 or something like that. Okay, in the description it says 27 carts. Game reviews later to come, yeah, right. But the reason why I don't have this, channel activated anymore is because I actually forgot the password, so that's definitely a fail on my part. But I came across this and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember making this video, and I remember, all these games, and I remember that really crappy TV and that DVD player before it broke and stuff like that. You guys recognize that dresser? Well, here it is right there. So... yeah, times have definitely changed in the last couple of years, so I'm going to hit play and just kind of go through the whole video. I'm going to have the volume turned down because the audio from the webcam itself was really, really bad. Please subscribe, game reviews later to come. Yeah, I didn't exactly live up to that because I lost my password for this channel like a week later or something. So, alright, Top Gun, I remember showing this off, and I kind of thought it was a pretty good game, and I felt so proud of myself because I could actually land the plane, and I felt like the only person on the internet that could do that, but now I guess I was just totally wrong on that, but whatever. I just go through the games. I never even show my face in this video, ever. Double Dribble is another really good game. I'm not a real big basketball fan at all, actually. It actually is my least favorite sport, but, the game itself was pretty fun. Infestor's Quest was a pretty bad game, too. I really didn't like it. I just thought, there really wasn't a point of just going around shooting purple jellyfish and stuff. So, yeah. There was that. Goal. Soccer is another sport that I really don't care about. Just to let you guys know, too, this is way back when I, had mostly sports games. I really didn't have anything that good in my collection yet. So, taking that this is 2009, you can definitely see how quickly my collection has grown over the years. Super Mario 2, it was an okay game. Of course, it's going to have the same opinion as everybody else out there in, the YouTube universe, but it was good, but I mean, it really wasn't my favorite out of, every other Mario game, of course. In Mario 3, in this video I actually said that I preferred it, over the entire series, but my view on that has definitely changed because I honestly like the first one better than the third one, believe it or not. And golf, of course, it's just a golf game. I mean, I don't know what I could really talk about there, but, it was golf. I mean, what else should I say about it? And baseball, this was back when I basically could get any game that I could get, for dirt cheap, and that would even mean that I would have the tear in the label like that. I actually had that copy of baseball for the longest time, and I just finally got rid of it a couple months ago. Because, of course, that game is so common, and I could find one in such better condition anywhere, but I finally found a better copy, and that's the one that I own now. And 10-Yard Fight was one of the very first NES games that I got. That, Kung Fu, and The Legend of Kage, and Rad Racer, and I think Mario Duck Hunt, those were the games that came with my NES when I first got it a couple of months before this video was made. But, yeah, 10-Yard Fight was one of the first games I got. 1942 kind of sucked. 1943 is just a way better game. I've talked about that before. 1942 is okay, but 1943 is just so much more fun. And NES Play Action Football, definitely not as fun as Tecmo Bowl in my opinion. You know, football definitely isn't my sport either, but there's just something about Tecmo Bowl that I just liked a whole lot better. And you can definitely see the graininess of that camera just by watching this. And Bases Loaded, you know, it was good, but I mean, I really didn't get why a lot of people are, you know, just big fanatics over that game other than me. You know, it was okay, but not over the top fantastic like everyone else seems to think. And Mario Duck Hunt, you know, of course, one of the first games I got with my NES when I first got it. Of course, played Mario before. Didn't have the zapper yet to play Duck Hunt, but it was still very nostalgic to go back and, you know, listen to the music and actually see the ducks and all that stuff. But I didn't get a zapper until a lot later. And Kung Fu was another one of the first games I got. That was a lot of fun. Actually, back then, you know, I remember, you know, earlier when I said that one of my first NES games that I got when I first bought it was The Legend of Kage, but actually I traded that in before I actually realized, hey, I want to get a really big collection here. I shouldn't trade any games away no matter how bad they are. Well, back then, The Legend of Kage, I really didn't like it, so I actually traded it in, and I got a couple of, you know, I really didn't get anything out of that. I only got like $1 for it, so it was kind of a fail on my part, but I actually got it back now, but, you know, I traded it for something else back then. And this was at the time when Captain Skyhawk was my favorite NES game. Now I really have to think about what my favorite NES game is. Captain Skyhawk is still good, but I don't think it's my favorite anymore, of course, because there's so many other games. And Tetris was, you know, just basic Tetris. I mean, I was a big fan of it back then, of course, I still am, but it's just nothing really over-the-top fantastic about it. Tiger Heli was okay. You know, it was a lot like Jungle Strike or any of the other, you know, Strike games that came out for the Genesis or Super Nintendo. They were very similar to that because you're just a helicopter blowing up stuff. And Silent Service really sucks. I know that this game really has gotten a lot of, you know, flaming from people and a lot of praise from people, but I'm definitely not a big fan of it at all. And John Elway's Quarterback, I really didn't like this game either. Again, not a big fan of football or just football games in general. But I can definitely say that I really enjoyed Tecmo Bowl and Tecmo Super Bowl and all that. But as far as that one, I really didn't care for it. And Ice Hockey is definitely a real nostalgic game for me because back like 20 years ago or something like that, when my dad had his NES, that was one of the games that he had and he played the most. So that was a very nostalgic game for me and him to play again. Same thing with Rad Racer. That was another one that he had, and that was another real nostalgic experience for me and my dad to go back and play that again. And of course, this retro gaming collecting hobby is something that me and my dad both share together, and it's really, really fun for me and him to do. In Hoops was another okay basketball game, but I just found it to be really hard. You know, I think I only played it for a maximum of like 5 minutes. Maybe I should give it another chance, but from what I played, it was hard. And Major League Baseball was surprisingly really good. It reminded me a lot of the original Nintendo Baseball, like the black box launch title, but they had the MLB license. So it was actually really good, I thought. I really didn't like Bases Loaded because I thought it was a lot more slow, but that game I thought was a lot faster. And The Adventures of Bayou Billy I thought was a really crappy game. You know, I think everyone else out there on YouTube kind of agrees with that, but it sucked. I mean, at the time, I thought it was an okay game, just because, of course, I really didn't have any real exciting games back then to begin with, but now it just really sucks. And this is another game that I had for the longest time, too, in really bad shape, and that was Bandai Golf Challenge Pebble Beach. That was another really good golf game, but, you know, it's a golf game, so I really can't praise it too much. And if you guys look closely, if I can pause it at the right time, hold on a second. Yeah, you can actually see that back then I actually had a bobblehead collection on these shelves. Well, of course, nowadays, as you can see, they're filled up with my NES games. Back then, actually, I used to collect bobbleheads. And, you know, I still have these things, but they're actually put away in my basement. I just don't have room to put those out anymore. And that was definitely a fad if I ever, you know, had a collecting fad. Because nowadays, I don't even give a crap about bobbleheads, but that was a collection I used to have back then, but now I just don't have it at all. And you can also see up here that that's where I kept my games. Yeah. Now, every single shelf here is filled up with my NES games, plus a giant shoebox over there. But, you know, only one of those shelves, only one row covered my entire collection, which is pretty insane now that you think about it. And I think that pretty much covers it. And of course you can see that, you know, really old TV that I had for the longest time. And yeah, that's it. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I really enjoy taking a look back at this. And if you guys ever come across this video on YouTube, I know it's pretty obscure because it only has like 400 views or something. But yeah, if you ever get a chance to, you know, come across it, you know, it's me way back then when I really didn't know anything about collecting in the NES and just retro games in general. So it's kind of funny to take a look back at it. And I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. So I'll be back here in a couple of days, guys, when I get my Christmas presents, and I'll make a video showing off what I got from my mom and dad and my girlfriend and, you know, other family members and all that. So I hope you guys have a very happy holiday, and I'll see you guys in a couple of days when I show off my Christmas gifts to everyone out there on YouTube who really wants to see, which of course I know everyone really likes to see those videos anyway. But anyways, guys, happy holidays, and I will see you soon, and as always, guys, have a great day, and of course, have a great holiday.